just trying to type something in here. So, hey, how's it going?
Not too bad. It's been a couple.
We haven't had a chance to talk in about 2 weeks, I think.
Something like that.
Okay, it's been crazy. Just summer's crazy. We had vacation, and then we had floods in St. Louis. So it's been a couple crazy weeks. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I got going on. So we last spoke. What did we end up off of? I'm trying to remember.
We talked a lot about Ray
we talked about the Marvel shows a lot. I think is where we left off at.
Yeah, James Caan, Ray Liotta.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, all that nonsense.
Yeah.
So I don't think we've had any major deaths since then, have we? I mean, I know what's his name from Sopranos. He died. But was there someone else since then?
There was Alan Grant, who created Judge Dredd, and he created Anarchy and Mr. Zaz.
Oh wow! Yeah. Oh, those are huge contributions to Batman.
Yes.
Wow! No, I didn't know about that. That's craziness.
Yeah, that happened over the weekend. I think they talked about it in San Diego.
I mean, that's been a while since what's his name died. Teen Titans creator Wolfman, wasn't it? Marv Wolfman, didn't he die?
No, it was
or was the other one?
The artist. I can't think of his name now. I can see him. God, this is Nerdville here. George Perez.
It's George Perez. There it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
George Perez. Yeah, he passed away, but that'd been a while. I was so impressed by how he kind of lived out the last of his days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, just super crazy that we have to. It's sad, but it's also commendable, if I can use it that way.
Yeah.
Just living it to the fullest to the very end, which is I find it super admirable, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't pick up the Avengers Justice League crossover that was re-released in hardback.
They did that to raise money for his hospital bills, right, or something like that.
Something like that. It went, or maybe to charity or something. But
gotcha.
But yeah, I really wanted to get that and didn't.
Yeah. So, but to keep it on the nerd flavor there. Went on vacation to the lake. And got a ton of reading done. Lots and lots and lots of reading done. So it was awesome. Use the time there when I wasn't floating around in the pool with a drink in my hand, which then made it kind of difficult at nighttime to want to read because then by that time I'm ready to pass out. But, got tons and tons of reading done. So do you have topics you want to hit on first?
Well, last weekend was San Diego, and there was a ton of stuff that came out of that.
Okay. Do you have like bullet points you want to hit on?
Yeah, I've got some stuff.
Okay, why don't you hit on your bullet points?
All right, let's hit with the first thing that made me cry. Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer.
Yeah. But why did you cry? Was it because you knew what we weren't getting, what we should be getting?
Partially, and it was partially how he was visibly absent.
Yeah.
And we don't necessarily know exactly what happened, but you could see it impacted everybody in Wakanda.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the mother's scenes alone were just powerful. Just super powerful.
Yeah. In the few times you saw Shuri.
Yeah. But I mean, just the burden of having to... She lost her husband. I'm wondering how much time had passed.
Yeah.
You know, with all that. I don't know what the time frame is. I wish I knew the chronological order of this X amount of years have passed since T'Chaka had died in the bombing, right?
Yeah.
And then T'Challa becomes Black. But he was already Black Panther at that point anyway, though. So did we go back in time in Black Panther, or are we kind of out of sequence there?
No. I think they kind of retconned it a little bit, where T'Chaka died and he took the flower to become Black Panther to avenge him. And then at the beginning of the Black Panther movie, they took it out of his system somehow. I don't remember the process for that.
I think, I remember. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
because then that's when M'Baku came and challenged him, and then he won it back.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, that was a beautiful trailer. Really, really enjoyed it. Probably the best trailer we got because we didn't get to see the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer.
No.
They played there, but we didn't get to see it, right?
There's leaked footage but like I started to watch it and I just felt like nauseous because it was down at an angle and it was moving. I'm just like, I'm not going to do this.
Same. Yeah, I saw. I was like, I know it's the leaked one, but you just can't see it. And I was like, you can't really see it, what's the point of him trying to watch it?
Yeah.
You know.
But they did do the new She-Hulk trailer.
I didn't see that though. I didn't watch that one.
Oh, you'll love it for just the last 5 seconds of it.
Okay, because it's going to be Daredevil. I know that. Yeah. Right?
There's a really good lawyer in it.
There's a really good lawyer. I'm just a really good lawyer.
But he's not in a lawyer. He's in costume. I'm not
gonna step on your toes for your bullet points, but I guess we'll circle back to the big announcement that came out about that, which makes my life very, very happy. But the Wakanda Forever. I'm apprehensive. I'm still apprehensive. I don't know. I like her as a supporting character. I just don't know if she can carry a movie, and I don't know if she's going to though.
Yeah, I don't know either. But the Lego sets are coming out, and they're starting to spoil who is Black Panther. So if you don't want to know, don't look at the Lego sets.
And Lego always does it. You know how much I love Lego, but I hate that they do that in the spoiler stuff, which I still haven't seen Thor. That's we've been apart so long. I need to get your non-spoiler review for Thor: Love and Thunder because we still haven't seen it. We were playing it this weekend. We contemplated going to see it while we were down at the lake. It just didn't happen.
Yeah. We went opening night. It was really good. I don't know if it's Ragnarok. I really enjoyed it, though. I don't understand the criticism it's getting. For the most part, there's a few things here and there. I did hear someone say, though, going into Ragnarok, you didn't know Taika Waititi's influence on the movie, and going into this one, you do. So that surprise of how funny it was isn't there. I could get that a little bit, but I loved it. It was a good movie. Top.
How was Christian Bale as the main villain?
I liked him. He was one of the better bad guys Marvel's had.
Yeah, and he always brings it. He's a phenomenal actor, to be honest with you. He very rarely disappoints, and even if the movie's not great, it's not on his it's not on his watch or whatever.
Yeah,
he does the best of the material he's got. So because I just recently watched a little clip. I don't know how I fell across it, but did you ever watch Ford vs Ferrari?
Yes.
What a phenomenal movie!
Very good movie.
He's so good in it. He's so good in that. But not to get off point, but getting back to the Lego thing, only thing the Lego set for Thor that it ruined was there's a boat with the goats. I guess the goats are a big part of the movie, I guess, or a funny part of it.
Yes, they're a funny part.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not spoiled, but I know a few little tidbits here and there. And what's funny is the kids kind of want to see it. Jen actually, she's kind of put her nose up. Like she's not a big Natalie Portman fan. So she's like, I can see it. I cannot. She's like, I could wait for Disney Plus if needs be.
It's worth the theater.
Say what?
It's worth the theater.
Worth theater experience. Okay, because it's kind of. I know we'll get to the Marvel panel here in a little bit, but they're kind of on a down right now. It feels like because Multiverse of Madness. That was a little bit of. It was okay. I didn't hate it, but it's not the best one. I'm hearing some, and I'm not hearing bad reviews about Thor. I'm just not hearing it's amazing. Like everyone loved Ragnarok. Like I love Ragnarok. I think it's a really great movie, but I'm not hearing the love for this one. And so I'm like, So I'm waiting for an uptick because here's where I'm at with. Ms. Marvel. I actually got into it. I'm powering through just so you and I could talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's what I thought, and I can't. It's not for me. That show is just not for me. I get what you're saying. It's kind of cool. I do agree with you. Seeing some of the what is it, Pakistani, I guess, cultural stuff. That's really cool. I like the what do they call them? The Illuminantes or whatever. I like that.
The Illuminantes.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the clandestines are doing nothing for me. And she's
the clandestines where they messed up because they took a little known 90s series that lasted like 10 issues and they're using that as the main bad guy.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that.
Yeah. What's funny, and I guess they could I don't know how well the series did. I don't know if this is like a huge hit for Disney Plus. It's not like they're hurting for subscriptions. It's not like they're losing them over the show or anything like that. And she's charming. She's charming as all get out, but she's just a little too Disney for me. And does that make sense when I say it like that?
Yeah. I really liked her. I thought she nailed the character because Kamala Khan is like a superhero fanboy.
Yeah.
Before she gets her powers, and that's how I can't even say her name, Iman, whatever it is. She was that way with the movies coming in, so she really embodied what Kamala Khan was.
Yeah. And I get it. There's charm. I'm not saying that there's not. There's definitely charm there. There's nothing to hate on what she's doing. It's just not my when I have my spectrums. I've got Daredevil being the best Marvel show ever.
Yeah.
And then you gotta compare to that this Ms. Marvel show, and it's like you said, it's light and fluffy. It really is. It's very light and fluffy. And at some part, the action's almost bad.
Yeah.
It's not great. She's not a great action actress, but that's not what she's there for.
Yeah.
So I get that part of it. It's just at the very lower end of the spectrum in regards to how much I'm enjoying that show. And so I don't know. I'm a little down on Marvel right now. Not to say that I'm not excited for what's coming down the pipe, but I'm just I did finish. I think we talked about last time I finished Moon Knight.
Yeah.
And again, not my cup of tea. Then you jump right into Ms. Marvel right after that, and it's not for me. So then after Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk, is that correct?
Yes.
Kind of just to go back in full circle here.
Yeah.
So they're going to win me over with having Daredevil in there a little bit, but I'm going to assume he's not in it very often. He's going to be there here and there, I guess.
I don't know. I heard he was going to be in it. They haven't really said anything, and I was surprised they showed him in the trailer in costume.
Oh, wow, in costume. Nice.
Yeah. But Charlie Cox's name is popping up everywhere because they did an animation panel that talked about Peter Parker freshman year, Spider-Man freshman year, whatever it's called. Charlie Cox is voicing Matt Murdock in that.
Nice, because isn't Tom Holland not doing the voice of Spider-Man in that?
Yeah, correct.
Which I think that's a mistake on his part, but hey, whatever. He's gonna do what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Tom Holland he's falling victim to the RDJ effect in regards to name a good Robert Downey Jr. movie he was in between being Tony Stark.
What are you saying about Dr. Dolittle?
Why do you hate Dr. Dolittle? Why do you hate that movie? And there was another one called The Juror? Was it The Judge or Juror? Or something like that.
If that came out during, it was right at the beginning. It was okay.
Yeah, but still. So as far as Tom Holland goes, I had to pull it up. He hasn't been in anything that's been groundbreaking or things that people like. Like Uncharted should have been bigger than what it was. I think it came and went, and no one even watched it. And I'm a huge fan of the video game.
Yeah,
but I don't think anyone watched the movie.
We rented it. It was just okay.
Yeah, so not bad, but not anything special, right? It could have been a Netflix movie, I bet.
Probably. Would have been
that probably would have been the best place for it, I guess.
Yeah.
And then here, I'm sorry, I'm pulling up his filmography here real quick if I can.
He did the one with Ray. Where?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking. And then I know of it, but I never saw it, and I don't know even what it's about. But I know he was in it with her, and I don't think it got great reviews though.
No, I fell asleep during it, and no one else liked it.
You fell asleep during it?
Yep.
Oh, that's the Black Widow for me, man. Yeah. Oh, he did a voice in Doolittle. Speaking of, did you know that? Yeah, he's a voice in there. His name is Jip. He played whoever Jip was in the movie.
No clue. I never saw it. My kids saw it. They thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But I think he also went up a Will's butt at the end of it. So Will's going to laugh at that anyway.
So, okay. I'm going to take a look at because he does a lot of Spider-Man stuff here all in a row.
Yeah.
So the very first thing he does, not Spider-Man, is Spies in Disguise. So animated voice thing.
Okay.
I think my youngest watched it. I think she liked it, but I haven't seen it. Onward, and again, look at that. See what three animation roles in a row. What do you think that is? Because he did
probably because he can do that from anywhere. So if he's on set at Spider-Man, he can do that in the off time.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you're right. Because here's his first 3 live actions. Okay. The Devil All the Time. That's a great Netflix movie, actually. So I'm going to give him credit for that one. I enjoyed that a lot. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and give that a watch.
Okay.
Chaos Walking is the one you're talking about with Ray.
Yes.
You fell asleep during it. And then Cherry, I watched it. That's an Apple TV exclusive.
Yeah.
That thing is along the lines of Requiem for a Dream.
Okay.
It's so depressing. You're like, this is awful.
Yeah.
It's like you're waiting for it to get better and there to be a redemption part of it. Like, what's that one movie that I thought I had you hooked on there? It's the one with Steve Carell. He's the dad to the drug addict.
Oh God, what was the name of that?
It was an incredible movie though. So
yeah.
This was just like that. It had that feel to it, and you're waiting for the redemption to happen, and it never happens.
Yeah.
It's dreary and dark, and you're like, nope, this is just that's not him.
Beautiful Boy.
And then after that is Beautiful Boy. That's right. Right. And then Uncharted, and that's it.
Yeah.
And he's going to be in something called The Crowded Room. He's doing a TV series, I guess. But again, I don't know how we got off on this tangent. Circle me back. How did we get here?
We were talking about Charlie Cox doing the voice on
Charlie Cox. There you go. Yeah, and how I think Tom Holland should have. I think he needs to do as much Spider-Man as possible. That's all I'm going to say. I think it's for his benefit to do that. But no, I'm excited. I'm excited for to see as much Daredevil as I can get. And so I guess I need to watch the She-Hulk trailer and check that out. Because I heard it's a lot of fourth wall breaking, and I'm like, you're stepping on Deadpool's toes a little bit doing that because that's his thing. But
she was the original character to do it.
Okay, because
Peter David run in the mid '90s. She was doing that before Deadpool was big.
Before he was even a big thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So is there a specific run? So should I read the Peter David run? You think to really get myself ready for the show?
I don't know. I've never read any of it, so
okay.
I don't really know if I'm going to go and read anything beforehand.
I don't know. Well, are they deviating from any of the origin? Have you heard?
I don't know.
Okay, because I don't know her origin, to be honest with you. I just know we all know she's the cousin of Hulk and that she's a lawyer. That's about all I know about her, to be honest with you.
So I don't know if she was in an accident or something, but she needed a blood transfusion and got it from Bruce. And so the radioactive blood came into her, and then she started to change.
I guess I need to type in She-Hulk, Peter David, see if anything comes up here. I'm trying to see if there's anything out there that, I don't have to pay for to read it.
Pretty sure Slott did a run on her, too, that was pretty well regarded.
Okay. Because, I'm looking right now just to see who's taking recent runs on her. Charles Soule did a recent one not too long ago, 2015. I'm a big Soule fan. I thought his run on Daredevil was excellent. So I might be interested in checking that out. But I'm really more interested in seeing if there's anything out there for, like you said, the Peter David run. Because I'm interested. Yeah, here we go. Dan Slott. He did a run, She-Hulk Volume 1, back in 2020. So that's not too old. He took a little run at it. Looks like she's a side character in a lot of things here.
And she's been in a lot of the Jason Aaron Avenger stuff.
Yeah, and that's what I'm seeing here too. Oh, don't even go off another tangent. I'm kind of trying to just make decisions on where to go with my reading next.
Yeah.
I got a lot knocked out, and I was like, you know what? I don't know if I've read an Avengers book in I don't know how long, and I'm trying to think, is it worth my time to go back and try to catch up on some Avenger stuff? I think I'm way too far behind on it to even think about.
So
dipping my toe into the Avengers pool there.
I did a little bit of the Aaron stuff, and I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah,
because he did a Moon Knight story, and it was just too crazy. And then it went into a Phoenix story. And so now in the comics, Phoenix is Echo.
What?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like change like that. But no, they have to keep it fresh somehow. I get it. So, yeah.
But like I've said about him before, it's gotten to the point where I think he's gotten... They always allow the writers to get too big, and they start doing these crazy stories that just are too much at times. I think Bendis went through that. Hickman's gone through it. All the big writers do that because when they get free reign to do whatever they want, that's when things go off the rail.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. He's hit or miss, to be honest with you. He does something that you really enjoy, or it's just utter garbage.
Yeah.
You know? So
all right. So back.
Well, we went off of a huge tangent with just a She-Hulk trailer. You said it was pretty okay, and it has Daredevil in it.
I'm looking forward to that show.
Okay. All right.
Oh, back to Miss Marvel real quick. Watch the last episode. There's 2 payoffs for you.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to. I might as well. I think I'm on the last. 6 episodes, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think I just finished number 5 last night, but it's so unenjoyable to me. I'm on my phone for like the most of it, to be honest with you. It loses my interest, man. It really does. I just kind of try to kick back in there here and there just to see if something fun or exciting or funny happens, and not a lot of it, to be honest with you.
See, with these shows, I get in that Kevin Smith space where, like, I never thought I'd see a Kamala Khan show, so I'm just enjoying it for what it is.
Yeah. No, I get that, and we're spoiled. It's good to keep that good mindset about, I guess.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we could have nothing, right? So I totally get you on that.
Yeah. All right. So then the last Marvel trailer was for the I Am Groot shorts.
Oh, okay. And how are those? They're pretty funny.
Just the little clip I saw, I loved it. I'm gonna watch these. They're only like 5 minutes long when they actually release them. So
that's definitely on my radar. No, I agree with you. Those are gonna be too quick not to check them out, and hopefully they give you a little bit of payoff for maybe something in there will be in Guardians 3. Right? Yeah.
So
is it supposed to be a bridge to Guardians 3?
I don't know if it necessarily is. I think it's like Groot on his own adventures, kind of meeting new characters and stuff.
Okay. All right. So that's some good Marvel stuff right there as far as the TV stuff. What was your next bullet point that you got?
I just got a bunch of random Marvel stuff from it.
Okay.
And then I got a few other things to touch on from it.
Okay.
So Kevin Feige was talking about Deadpool 3.
Okay.
Let me pull up the quote on my phone. But he's essentially said this is going to be crazy and as big as Ragnarok or the last 2 Avenger movies.
So we're going to get a lot of cameos then, you think?
That's what I'm expecting. So, okay.
I mean, if you drop something like that, that's what would make sense.
Yeah. So, speaking to the Hollywood Reporter, the Marvel boss confirmed that they are trying to elevate it in the way we've been able to with Civil War and Infinity War and Ragnarok. This means that instead of just another Deadpool, they really want to up the scale.
Okay. Or they could go for Deadpool. What are they going to go? Deadpool kills the universe or something like that to get a fresh slate or something like that?
I don't know if they'd go that far out yet.
No.
But I'm just excited to hear that.
Well, I'm going going from Deadpool to, have you seen the rumors about how we're not getting X-Men?
Okay, so the first thing that came out was they trademarked the mutants, and they're not going to call them the X-Men.
Yeah, and is that, you think that's legit, or is that just reporters trying to get clicks?
I don't know, because there was a whole list of things they trademarked in Europe. In the multiverse, whatever the new Avenger movies are, those were some of the titles. The new Captain America, New World Order, that was one of the titles that was done.
Yeah.
So it's very possible, they're going to start out just calling them the mutants. But the other thing that came out was...
Yeah.
A lot of the actors are under contract until 2025. So that means Marvel can't actually recast these characters until their contracts are up. So it said the first time we could see them would be late 2025 as X-Men. So like a new Cyclops, a new Wolverine.
Oh, because like, what's his name? James Marsden's under contract?
Yeah, or Ty Sheridan, one of the two.
Oh, okay. So because of their contracts with Fox,
right?
Before they did the buyout, or when as part of the buyout, they have to wait for that to go away so they can cast their own people.
Yeah, kind of like the same way they had to wait for the Netflix shows the contract to expire before they could do anything with Daredevil, Kingpin, and all those characters.
That makes sense. I was just gonna say, my main point was, come on. I don't want the mutants. Give me the X-Men because that's what they are. That's what they are. That's the name of the comic book. If we get the mutants, will it be the end of the world? No, but it's just one of those small things that bugs me. You know what I mean? It's stupid.
Could be just the way to introduce them, and it might just be characters we haven't seen yet. Which, if that's the case, I'm okay with, because I don't want Magneto as the bad guy in the movie. Magneto's been in every single X-Men movie. Yeah,
but not on a Marvel one.
No, I agree. But
if they're gonna go multiverse, that's what this big kick is right now, is multiverse. Unless they're gonna end phase, I guess, because we're talking phase 6 now, right?
Right.
Is what they went through, and it's all been multiverse from the very get go of phase 5 all the way through 6. I guess is kind of what we're dealing with.
Well, I mean, even in phase 4, because phase 4 is what set up multiverse with Loki and WandaVision.
Okay, so unless they're going to end it with Fantastic Four being the end of your multiverse.
Well,
trying to hold it all back in.
As of right now, Fantastic Four is the beginning of phase 6.
The beginning of it. Okay.
Yeah. So that's something else. So I've got a screenshot here of all the phase 5 and phase 6 so far. So phase 5 is going to start with Ant-Man Quantumania.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you heard, but the guy from Peacemaker, the black guy that kind of ran the whole team.
Okay.
He showed up. I can't say his name.
He showed up with
High Evolutionary.
Yeah, High Evolution. Yeah, with the Guardians when the Guardians were on the stage, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was Guardians, not Ant-Man. That's right. Ant-Man showed the poster that had the comic accurate King the Conqueror.
Okay, yeah.
So
High Evolutionary. I don't know anything about High Evolutionary. Is that a Guardian thing, or is that like a big bad for Avengers kind of thing?
Big bad Avenger kind of thing.
Okay.
Like made Mount Wundagore and did experimentation on Wanda and Pietro.
Okay, gotcha.
So that ties into the end of Doctor Strange.
Okay. Okay, so we're not done with multiverse stuff until the end of phase 6.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's going to carry all the way through. Because I'm looking at. So are we? Is that where we're at in our podcast? We're ready to do the phase 5 stuff.
Yeah, we can go ahead and get into that.
Okay, so first one's Ant-Man Wasp Quantumania.
Yep.
Which we should be seeing our first thing of Kang. We already know that, right?
Right, and they released a poster that had Scott, whatever Van Dyne is. I can't think of her name. With the Wasp.
Isn't it? No, I'm thinking Janet's the mom, right?
Yeah.
So Janet and
Evangeline Lilly, whatever her character's name is, I can't think.
Okay.
And then they showed Cassie in a stature costume.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the back was Kang. Comic accurate. Okay. You couldn't quite make out the colors, but the face and mask and everything looked comic accurate.
And it was Hope. You're thinking of Hope. That was her name.
Hope, yeah.
So Kang, and doesn't Kang seem like a really big bad guy for just Ant-Man? Doesn't that seem like over the top?
But we're talking multiverse and timelines, so he's probably going to be the big bad for a majority of this.
Okay.
So,
all right, and then so after that is Secret Invasion.
Yep, Secret Invasion. It's spring. They haven't given us a date yet. And then it goes into Guardians.
Okay.
So they showed the
Guardians. The biggest thing about Guardians is Adam Warlock, right? That's our biggest takeaway from that.
And James Gunn came out and said, this isn't the Adam Warlock you know from comics. He said, every writer that comes in has their own version of him, and this is his version.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
and then I guess he's not the big bad for that movie, though, correct?
I don't know. They haven't really said. They haven't said much of anything about it.
Well, should High Evolutionary be the big bad for the movie? Possibly,
but I don't remember ever seeing him in anything in comics where he's in space.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
So,
all right, and then after that we have Echo.
Yep.
So with Echo coming out, are they going to use the source material of turning her into the Phoenix?
God, I hope not, because they haven't even introduced the Phoenix into the X-Men yet. You'd think they'd have to start there.
Yeah, I hear you.
So no, this will probably be more street level. Daredevil and Kingpin have both been confirmed for it.
Okay. So is this okay? So if it's what I want it to be, so then we're talking about this is not Echo. This is just Daredevil 3.5.
Quite possibly.
I mean, really, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what makes sense to me. But okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then next up, we got. Well, these look like they almost come out at the same time. We got Loki season 2 and the Marvels.
Yep.
Okay. I feel like I would need to rewatch Loki for some reason. I don't quite. I remember. I guess Tom Hiddleston's dead, and then the female Loki is the only one left. Is that how I remember it? Am I remembering the ending correctly?
No, she pushes him through the thing and kills whatever version of King that was. And when he gets back to the TVA, no one remembers him. Okay,
all right. Oh, but he had redemption up to that point, but then now no one can. Okay,
right.
Yeah. Okay. And then the Marvels, I'm apprehensive just because. Again, this TV show is not doing much for me. So, but we're gonna get her. Is she gonna be a big part of that movie?
Yes, it's gonna be her. It's gonna be Carol Danvers, and then it's gonna be Monica Rambeau.
Okay.
So the three like Captain Marvel type characters from somewhat recent Marvel.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll watch it. I know I'm gonna go see it, right? But it's just I'm not hyped about that one. I'm hyped about Ant-Man because I love Ant-Man. Give me, you know what we need, Jay? I'm waiting for Disney Plus to give us what we really want, which is a Luis show on his own, right?
Yeah.
So I want a Luis show, and I want him teamed up with Agent Chu, or what his name was as Agent Chu or
Jimmy Woo.
Yeah, Jimmy Woo. I want that. I want them teamed up in a TV show.
Yeah.
And it'd be the funniest TV show on Disney Plus, guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and here's my most controversial take. We got Blade set for November of 2023.
Yep.
Right. It ain't happening. I'm putting it down right now. They're gonna delay that for some reason.
I don't know. They've been.
Don't believe it. I don't believe it. You know why? It's because I feel like when I want something really bad to happen for anything like Marvel or DC related, something bad's gonna happen to it. It's not really gonna happen.
No, I think it's pretty much set. They did push back the start of filming, but I think it lines up with this release date, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Because didn't we talk about last time? Are we getting into like the monster world a little bit, like with a devil? What was it? Devil dog or something like that? What was it? I'll butcher it. I don't remember off the top of my head. I could have swore. Well, we're getting into more of our fantasies. Like we have our space stuff. We're heavy on space right now, right? But then I think we're going to kind of dip into our toe into the fantasy part of it now.
Well, the rumor's always been Midnight Suns, which was a Ghost Rider story.
Okay.
They haven't done Ghost Rider, but Moon Knight would fit that, and then Black Knight from the Into the Eternals.
Yeah. Okay. And that would make sense with the teaser there, right?
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah, and it'd be more supernatural.
There you go, supernatural, not fantasy, supernatural. Okay. There you go, that's a better term. So we'll see. One
thing that just came back to me about Ant-Man. Do you know? I know who the bad guy is going to be. It's going to be MODOK.
Oh, they said that.
Yeah,
I think there was a picture or something that came out, or okay.
Yeah, and they haven't released it out for everyone else to see yet, but the people there got to see what he looks like.
Okay.
I'm wondering if that's going to be Bill Murray as the voice.
Really? Oh, wow.
Because he is confirmed that he's in the movie and he's a bad guy.
Huh. Okay. That'd be kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Although when I picture MODOK live action, I'm getting a picture of Kang from Turtles, from the Ninja Turtles for some reason. I don't know why, but that's what's popping into my head right now. I don't know why.
And I'm going to be stuck with the Patton Oswalt version of him from the cartoon.
From the cartoon, yeah.
Because he did the voice very well. I just didn't care for the show.
Yeah, I never tried that one, and you didn't sell me on it at all. Yeah. To be honest, I don't know if I'll do that, but okay. And then the next one, Ironheart. We got our teaser for her in Wakanda.
Yep.
Okay. But hold on, Wakanda. Where does Wakanda Forever fit on this timeline? Am I not seeing it?
No, it's Phase 4 technically because it comes out this year.
That's why. So it's going to come out. So is that the one that ends Phase 4 officially?
I think so.
Let me see.
Phase 4. Yeah, because Ant-Man comes out after it.
Okay. So Wakanda Forever, because I'm looking for my timeline thing here. No, because that's what's funny. You look at the timeline on there for Phase 4. Maybe I need to find a more updated one. Technically, they have Thor, Love and Thunder as the end of Phase 4.
Yeah, they had to move things around. Because, well, first off, Chadwick, and then there was the issue with Letitia Wright getting hurt on set and not being vaccinated, so it kept her away for a while.
Okay.
So, they had a lot of issues.
Yeah. Okay. So Phase 4 ends there. Phase 5 starts with Ant-Man. We get all the way through. Okay, so Ironheart, Disney Plus show. I'm hoping only 6 episodes for that.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Okay. Man, they are leaning heavy in these Disney shows, man. There seems like there's just so many shows. Versus, I get it, shows I guess a little bit easier to pump out a little bit quicker than the movies. But man, it seems like
it's easier. It's easier to cut costs too because they can have one big episode that uses the whole budget, and then they can do a lot of smaller set pieces for other episodes.
Yeah, you're right. Because then after Ironheart, Ironheart, are we supposed to believe that this is going to be our Iron Man replacement? Really?
I think that's what they're hoping for, but I don't know. But again, it could also push to like a young Avenger champion type thing where she's the Iron Man of the team.
Yeah, that makes sense. Which I thought, okay, here's something that we need to step back on was, where's Armor Wars? Wasn't Armor Wars supposed to be in here somewhere?
Yes, and they're still doing it. They haven't canceled it. But when we get to Phase 6, there's a lot of open spaces, so they might be able to slot it in.
Because Armor, is that going to be a Rhodey heavy show, I guess? Is it just going to be Rhodey and maybe Ironheart, I guess?
Yeah, I think it's both of them. I think Justin Hammer's coming back.
Okay.
What's his face? Sam Rockwell is coming back. So I'm assuming
he was Hammer. That's who he played.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
all right.
I'm excited about that. That's one of the wasted opportunities in the MCU so far is having him just in the one movie and not using him again.
For sure, yeah, because he's just so good.
Yeah.
All right. Then after that is Agatha, Coven of Chaos.
Yes.
Am I reading that right? I don't care about this at all, to be honest with you. It's just I don't know why. But watch it be one of the better shows.
And I think it's going to tie into the bigger picture somehow that we can't really see right now.
Okay. Let's see here. All right, so Ironheart, then Agatha, and then Daredevil. Okay, so there you go. We didn't bury the lead.
Yeah.
So here, hold on 1 second. I gotta do something real quick here.
So yeah.
I had to yell at my ceiling real quick. My kids are about to tear down my house. Apparently, is what it sounds like upstairs. Good Lord.
I'm used to it.
So Daredevil, Born Again. So using that title for the show, right? That's some big shoes to fill there. Big.
Very big. And it's going to be 18 episodes.
I know. Well, that's a long story that takes a long time to develop.
Yes.
And so here's the real question. Are we getting the same Foggy, or are we getting the same Karen? And are they really going to... Is Disney going to allow this story to be told the way it needs to be told, the way it is in the book?
I hope so.
Because it's a drug overdose. She's a junkie.
Yeah.
So,
and she basically sells on his identity to Kingpin for a fix.
Yeah. So I'm really curious if they're going to... Because, well, mind you, they have it now where... In order to watch it, they could, even though it's on the Disney Plus platform, they're allowing the more adult-themed stuff to happen, I guess, right?
Yes, so you just have to set up your account with a password, so underage people can't get into it.
Do you think they're just stealing the title because it's a well-known run in the books, or are they actually going to do the run?
I think it's going to be a mix of the two. I think they're going to hit aspects of the run, but they're going to change it just enough to keep it fresh for the TV, like they've done with everything else.
Yeah. Okay. It's such a good story though. It's so well done. The art's amazing in it in the book, and so
I went out and bought it just so I would have it and be able to read it before I watch it.
And here's the thing: they know what's going to be amazing. They give 18. I don't remember. Do you remember the Marvel on Netflix? Was it only like usually 12 episodes?
I think so.
So they got a big story plan here. They're going to go 18.
Yeah,
that's incredible. Do you think? They had season 4 ready at Netflix, but then just something went down. Now they're taking their Netflix material and just combining it with their Disney material, I guess.
No, I don't think so, because Kevin Feige is completely like disavowed everything that's happened with any of the Marvel TV until
So those aren't going to be canon at all. Those are legacy stories now, I guess, is what we want to call it.
From what I'm hearing, the Netflix ones are still canon, if you will. Okay. But like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and like the stuff they did on Hulu are like multiverse.
Okay.
From what I've read.
So I think you're hitting at Runaways there with the Hulu stuff.
Well,
because that garbage.
Runaways, Cloak and Dagger. Yeah. And then they did the 2 animated shows, MODOK and Hit Monkey.
Yeah. Which I didn't watch either of those, to be honest with you, so I have just no interest in those.
Yeah.
But Daredevil, that's the most. Okay, that's Phase 5. We just talked about Phase 5.
Yep.
What's your most anticipated? The one that you're.
Phase 5 isn't done with those. There's 2 more.
Well, we got Captain America, which I was. Yeah. I mean.
Oh yeah, Captain America: New World Order.
Yeah.
And then it's going to end with Thunderbolts.
Oh, Thunderbolt. Okay, I still have that on my sheet here. So, okay, so Thunderbolt, Captain America, I'm apprehensive about just because we don't have Steve Rogers in it, and so I'm like, and the show was okay. Like, I'm not anti having Sam as Captain America. That it makes sense. It's in the comics. It's they're following that correctly.
Yeah,
but it's just not something. I don't know. I'm a little apprehensive on that one. And then Thunderbolts. You've always been a huge Thunderbolts fan. It's just not my thing.
It depends on the version too. So like the Baron Zemo Thunderbolts, where the way it started out was awesome, and I loved it. But then it kind of got diluted. They brought in Hawkeye to be the leader. They're trying to be heroes, and then it just went completely different ways every time they tried to reboot it.
Doesn't it feel like, is it basically their version of Suicide Squad?
Well, no.
Okay.
Because the comic happened after Heroes Were Born, or after Onslaught. So the Fantastic Four and the Avengers went away. There was no big team in New York, and all of a sudden the Thunderbolts showed up.
Okay.
Didn't know who any of them were, and at the end of the first issue, they all pull off their masks, and it's the Masters of Evil acting like superheroes.
Yeah.
Baron Zemo's goal was to get the world to love them and then take it over.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's the premise is good. It's just the iterations I read are not the original, I don't think. I've read the ones where Luke Cage is in charge of them.
Yes.
You know. So I mean, I guess what you're saying is when they deviated from the original idea, it just didn't hold up.
Yeah. Or I mean, it essentially became Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad. And there were some good stories in there, but it just wasn't the same.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe I need to go back and revisit just the original run. Which how long was the original run? Do you remember?
God, Kurt Busiek was on it for at least 60 issues.
Oh wow! So about 5 years worth. Okay.
Yeah. By issue 12, the Avengers were back. And the identities became public, and people knew they were bad guys, but they were trying to reform seriously at that point.
See, that's what takes away the fun from it.
Yeah,
to be honest with you. So okay, so there you go, Captain America and Thunderbolts. But what's your most anticipated one out of all those?
Out of all these, Ant-Man probably, and Ant-Man, Daredevil, and Thunderbolts.
Okay.
So Kevin Feige said with Thunderbolts too, there are going to be characters in it we haven't seen yet.
Huh. Okay. Well, and so maybe that's our because this is going to be the end of Guardians, at least this iteration of it, I guess, right?
So
we're going to
get. James Gunn is done with this one, and I don't know if he's going to do anything Marvel after this. He might just be completely done. But Chris Pratt has teased that he could be showing up later on in Phase 5.
Okay. Huh. Okay. But where?
Or not Phase 5, Phase 6.
Oh, Phase 6? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, we got a ton of open slots for Phase 6.
Right.
So we don't have a clue where he could show up.
So right now, Phase 6 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 things in it. And the only ones that are listed are Fantastic Four in slot 2, and then Avengers: The Kang Dynasty in 2025, and then Avengers: Secret Wars in 2025.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? We're getting 2 Avengers movies in 1 year.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So
everything, we will have been how long between Endgame and the Kang Dynasty? How many years will that be?
So that was probably 2019 when Endgame came out.
So that's what I'm saying. Look how long we've had since we've had an Avengers movie. So I'm hoping that's a big deal. I'm hoping that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that we'll be able to speculate between now and then, after getting through all these movies, is who will be on the team.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
So we just don't know yet.
Well,
because did you notice how I guess he'll show up in Phase 6, right? Otherwise, there's no Spidey movie anywhere in Phase 5.
Yeah, they don't have it listed. I think in Phase 6 they'll have the cartoon, the freshman year one, because that's not on there anywhere.
Because otherwise, we don't have a clue what our next live action is going to be.
Right, and I don't know if they have a clue either.
Yeah,
because Tom Holland said he's open to doing it and he has ideas for the character, but no one else has said anything.
Okay,
and it also depends on I think Marvel and Sony, what they agreed upon is up again, and so we're gonna have to wait and see if they can do some kind of agreement, or if Disney just says screw it, we're gonna buy all the characters back.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll say mine. I think I echo you, obviously, with Ant-Man and Daredevil, but I'm gonna throw a Blade in there. I'm really excited about Blade. I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Although after hearing Kevin Smith talk about Guardians 3, maybe that'll be the sleeper hit of the whole thing.
It might be. There's going to be a lot of emotion tied to that movie, because apparently not everyone from the team is going to make it out.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Because for sure we don't have Gamora, right? So she's not going to be in it at all.
No, she is.
Oh, she is going to be in it?
Yeah, I saw her in the little clip before I turned it off. So here the thing was...
So it's multiverse, right? So that they're going to use that as their loophole, right?
Well, she was there at the end of Endgame, because the past version came with Thanos.
That's what I'm saying. It's not her. That's not the correct timeline.
Right.
Of Gamora. It's the multiverse version. She's on a different timeline.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, I think I got those three as my most anticipated. Daredevil being number one. But I'm holding a soft spot there for Guardians, just because I have a feeling they're going to blow us away with that. The New World Order title to Captain America, that's pretty intriguing too, though, don't you think?
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the meme, but someone put the Captain America mask on Hulk Hogan, and you saw Nash and Hall in the background.
That's great. I love it. Oh, that's so funny, dude. No, I did not see that. I need to look that up.
Yeah.
That's so good. Oh my God, New World. When the title thing comes across the screen, no. Oh man, that's great. Oh, we gotta get Nash has got to be in there somewhere in that movie. He's always in a lot of movies. You just never know he's in it.
Yeah,
he'll be show up as Shredder. How about that?
Yeah, the Russian.
Oh my God! So Captain America, New World Order. I'm guessing the reemergence of Hydra.
Maybe. God, I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out what bad guy do you do for the Captain America movie, because you've already done Red Skull, which is his big bad.
Yeah.
You already did Crossbones, which Crossbones is dead.
Yeah. And
then, you had your period where Cap in the whole Hydra, as he's a bad guy now, but he's not a bad guy. That whole thing.
Yeah.
You've spoken so highly of that run of Cap recently, but I don't. What made that run so memorable for you?
It was just a fresh telling of Captain America Fugitive type thing.
Okay.
It felt really grounded in today.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what bad guy is out there. Serpent Society was kind of big in the late 80s, early 90s.
Baron Zemo's still out there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and he's got ties to Sam.
What leads us to Thunderbolts?
Could be.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Just to get in the writer's room, or because I don't know. Okay, when Feige's got his whiteboard, who's in that room with him, you think?
They usually have the director and writer of the movies. Some of the comic book creators are usually there and give input. But Feige isn't always there. I don't remember who was talking about it, but they were.
Is Favreau involved at all? Is he too busy with Star Wars?
He's too busy with Star Wars. I don't think he's done anything in a while. It was Marcus and McFeely, the guys that wrote in Infinity War and Endgame. They said they'd be in a like a writer's room throwing out ideas, and Feige would just poke his head in and go like, Infinity Gauntlet, and then walk away.
Yeah. Okay.
So like he knows what he wants, and then he'll throw hints to them and let them run with them.
Okay. Well, and then here, just jumping over to Phase 6 again. I mean, obviously, Fantastic Four is my most anticipated for that phase as of now, because I don't know what else is in there.
Yeah.
But the fact that it goes Kang Dynasty to Secret Wars, I'm guessing Kang Dynasty is his Thanos movie, right? Where he just destroys everything, and then they get to come back in Secret Wars, I guess.
I think so. Well,
but it's not going to be the Secret Wars we just read with Battle World or whatever.
That's what I'm hearing. It's going to be that version, the Hickman. And so
that's too much. There's no way they could fit that into a film. So you know what I mean?
I think it's going to pull in stuff from everything we're seeing, and we'll have little aspects of it all where it all kind of rectifies itself at the end of the movie. What did they call it in Doctor Strange when they were like the big occurrences? Crap, I can't think of what it was.
The convergence or something like that?
Something along those lines. But that actually came from Hickman's Secret Wars.
Okay.
So that's why I think that's what they're doing. And they could pull on all the stops with this and be like, hey, here's Dolph Lundgren Punisher in a battle world.
Right, I know, that'd be so cool.
And all of it would make sense because they're pulling from all these different things that have happened.
I'm just trying to see if Convergence is the thing we're thinking of. I'm trying to remember.
I think Convergence is a DC thing.
That's a DC thing, yeah, okay. But I mean,
Incursion.
Maybe I might be also confusing it with what happened with the Ultimate Universe, where they kind of merged. The Ultimate Universe died, and they merged it into the 616 universe.
Well, that's that Secret Wars, yeah. They're called incursions.
Incursions, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be that stuff. So I mean, by that point, we could have Miles, and that's how they introduce him.
Couldn't that be amazing if we get Phase 6 Miles somewhere in there?
Yeah,
a Miles movie in there.
So
then say bye Tom Holland. We don't need you for a while.
Yeah,
we got Miles now. That'd be so cool.
So I do have a list of things that have been confirmed but weren't on the timeline. So this is probably more of our Phase 6 stuff.
Okay.
So you got Deadpool 3.
Mm-hmm.
The untitled Shang-Chi sequel.
I think I saw some for him, yeah. Okay.
They announced, because they said at the end of the first movie he'll be back.
Okay.
So they have the untitled Halloween special. Oh, that'll probably go more in with like the supernatural stuff we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 4 is listed here. So I guess they're going to go back to it. We got Armor Wars.
Yep.
We have the untitled Wakanda series that we're going to do for Disney Plus.
Okay.
They announced an Okoye series, which I don't.
Oh yeah, Michonne's getting her own series. I remember seeing something like that. Yeah.
But it makes me question it because they announced at San Diego that they're doing a Walking Dead spinoff for Rick and Michonne.
Yep, I saw that too. Yes, because Rick was supposed to get a movie, an actual
right,
released in the theaters type of movie, I knew that. Yeah, I was like, no, that's not happening, guys.
Yeah,
you missed the train on that one.
Yeah, so and then they have Wonder Man and they have Nova.
Yeah, Nova makes sense somewhere in there. But I mean, they've been teasing Nova since Guardians 1 or 2.
It was
Guardians 1.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
yeah, because they introduced the Nova Corps. So yeah, so that might be your Phase 6 stuff right there.
Okay. You think do we need a Shang-Chi sequel?
I'd like it. I thought the first movie was one of the better Phase 4 movies.
Oh, here I'm seeing something. Maybe you were reading this from, because I'm seeing. Oh, well, here, speculation of a Young Avengers Disney Plus series and a Battle World series on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Which would the Battle World would tie into Secret Wars.
This one out. Does this make sense to you? Doctor Strange and the Dimension of Darkness?
No, but it would probably tie into what happened at the end of the movie with Clea showing up.
Yeah, because there's someone speculating that's a Phase 6 movie. Is that one another Doctor Strange movie?
Yeah.
Which after Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, I'm like, I don't know if Doctor Strange is going to get another one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it plays into the bigger picture of everything, maybe.
Yeah.
But they're what's funny though on this timeline speculation thing, because it has everything you said there, except I don't think you said Young Avengers on yours.
No, it doesn't.
Battleworld comes out before Secret Wars. Would that make sense to do Battleworld before Secret Wars?
Might, because they ran concurrently in the comics. But they could set up the Battle Worlds first, and it's all resolved in the Secret War movie.
Yeah. Could you imagine getting the Hulk Battle World
show
or something? That'd be so cool, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because one of the 4-issue series they did for Battle Worlds was Planet Hulk.
Yep. So, all right. So I guess we both agree that Marvel won Comic-Con, right? That there was not much else that was released that was more exciting than that.
No, I was consistently refreshing my social media to see what was coming out while they had their Hall H presentation going on.
Yeah.
So.
I'm everything's awesome with this. They're at that point where it's like I need to live to see this just crash and burn. I want at some point it's got to crash and burn, right? Where Marvel and then the quality just fizzles out.
Yeah,
which maybe it will, maybe it won't. Who knows? But I gotta stay alive long enough to see it to the very end.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at with things.
Since we've seen it happen with the DC stuff already.
Pretty much, yeah. Because I mean, I'm glad you mentioned it because the only thing from DC we got was the Black Adam. Rock showed up. Apparently, he did a cool thing where he went up in the sky and they lifted him up in there, and then everyone had a lightning bolt on their chest or something like that.
Lowered him down from the ceiling or something, and then the people with the badges are lit up. Yeah, and they showed new footage of it, and I'm in on that movie.
Okay. Whatever. I'm excited about the DC superhero pets thing. I think that comes out tomorrow.
Yep.
I don't know when we'll get around to seeing it because I'd rather go see Thor first. But kids have really made they'll see the superhero pets first.
Well, Bullet Train comes out.
It's just sad that DC, that's all they got. You know what I mean? And Black Adam just doesn't do much for me, to be honest. I don't know if I give it. I think I've said that every single time we talked about it. I mean, The Rock's awesome. I love The Rock. I just don't know because they're not. I think we both agree. DC just needs to go with their one shots. Just do all one shot movies. Don't try to interconnect or anything like that.
Yeah,
but interconnecting makes it so much more fun. It really does. It makes it more fun
because you feel like there's stakes in them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can watch the Joker and know, well, there's a Batman coming out next year. This has nothing to do with it though.
Yeah.
So, but one thing they did confirm is there is no more DCEU.
Which
the
that's
Snyderverse is essentially done.
But we're still getting an Aquaman 2 movie, so why bother? You know what I mean?
Right. But I just think they're not going to try to tie them in with each other anymore.
Yeah, I guess that's Well, I don't know if we're going to get another Wonder Woman movie, but I thought with the end of the DCEU, the whole point of that was to say everything's scrapped. We're going to recast everybody, even though I'll never get my Henry Cavill. He doesn't get his sequel that he deserves.
That's so. The rumor was he was going to show up, and they were going to announce the new Superman movie, and then nothing happened.
Well, because I thought he was supposed to show up. He's supposed to show up in Black Adam, is what the rumor's been for a long time. But I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah. I just don't.
But they did show the new Shazam: Fury of the Gods trailer too.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, and so see again. And Shazam was great. I loved the first Shazam. It's a fun movie.
Yeah,
nothing great, nothing bad, just a good movie, right?
I think it was. I liked it so much because it was just so different than everything else they did. Because everything else was so dark and all the colors were muted on the movies. But then you had this kind of fun, lighthearted movie that kind of captured everything you wanted from it.
Yeah. So. I guess to ask this question, since it's a Comic-Con, was there any big news that you heard that was comic book related that we don't really get anymore from Comic-Con?
There were a few things. Well, first off, Rob Liefeld took to Twitter to go after DC a little bit. DC didn't have a booth set up at all.
Really?
Yeah.
But I'm not surprised by that because there's a lot of stuff going on with the whole
with AT&T.
HBO is dumping or Warner Brothers is dumping it, and that like they're sold to Discovery now or something like that. Isn't there something crazy going on with that?
AT&T owns all of it.
Yeah,
and they're just trying to find a way to make money off of it. And the comics aren't that profitable for them, but it's the licensing of the characters that really makes them the money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they don't want to do anything with them, but they don't want to get rid of them because T-shirts and action figures sell for them.
Yeah.
But
so
yeah, they had no booth.
Like there's no direction right now, right?
Yep.
So he lit them up for not having a booth there.
Yeah.
But I thought Jim Lee was there.
Jim Lee was there, and they made announcements. Like they're doing a special 30th anniversary story of the death of Superman.
Yeah, I saw that. There's a bunch of stuff on Facebook today about that. I saw.
It was with the original creative team. I don't know much more than that. They didn't really say a whole lot.
But that's just going back to the well how many times? Do we really need that, though?
Right.
You know?
And this, too. They announced Spawn Batman team up from McFarlane and Greg Capullo.
Which, that's an old... I have the original one from way back when. If you ask me, do you remember anything in the book? No. I just know I have it.
I think Frank Miller wrote one of them? There were two of them.
Okay.
And I think Frank Miller wrote one.
Okay. Which, again, going back to the well, nothing new.
Yeah.
I mean, and the biggest thing going on with them right now is Dark Crisis, which I thought you were reading that. How's that going so far?
Meh.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
But, I mean, that was in the news, too, because going back to the well, it's not Dark Crisis. It's Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh, God. They're struggling, man.
And so Madeline and I went to the comic shop today to pick up her pull and hold, and we were talking to Bug, the owner, and he said, I think they're just doing this to bring back the multiverse because Marvel's made it popular.
Yeah. No, that makes... But, I mean, how many times have we done that with DC as far as their whole multiverse thing?
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, and they have a multiverse still. They just don't acknowledge it, like where they can jump from one to the other like they've done at times.
Yeah.
Because they have, I think Earth 11 right now is the CW shows. And they did a 6-part story of those characters.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the multiverse is there. It's just...
Well, okay, as far as the CW shows, those used to always have a big presence at the Comic-Con. Was there any presence there this year from them?
Not that I know of, but pretty much all of them are done. I don't know what's happening with Stargirl and Flash.
Did they have their last season yet?
No, they haven't, and I don't think they've announced the last season for it. But I heard rumors that Grant Gustin wants to be done.
Yeah, well, they're ready. They're ready to. That show's definitely ready to be done. I know. What was it? Not the League. Legends tomorrow. They're done for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
they got canceled.
And then didn't the Green Arrow spinoff with his daughter? Did that get canceled yet?
It didn't even get picked up.
Nice. It shouldn't have been. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
it was dumb to begin with.
So the thing about Legends of Tomorrow, though, they left it on a cliffhanger and then just canceled it.
Yeah. Well, I think that thing outlived its time, too, to be honest with you.
It got better as it went on because, like, the first couple seasons, they were trying to be, like, in line with all the other shows. And then by, like, season 3, I think it was, they kind of embraced the quirkiness of the show and made it a lot more enjoyable.
Okay. But that's an end of an era right there that doesn't get discussed because the Arrowverse was a big deal for a while there. It was actually really enjoyable. But then
it was on par with the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Like, if you could have gotten Greg Berlanti to oversee the movie universe, you would have something totally different right now.
Possibly. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. But I'm still not done with the Snyderverse. I know the Snyderverse is done. I know they're not going to let him have his which I thought if they could just give him some money and go do his thing on HBO and maybe not just go big release, let him do his thing. I think it's legit. I'm still on board with all that, but I guess it's just dead. We need to let it die.
Well,
they need to retcon and just start fresh.
So there's two things with that. So with the Discovery merger, they pulled the movies off of HBO Max that were going like straight to HBO. So like Batgirl.
That's dead?
No, it's not dead. They're going to take it to the theater instead because That's where that's where they're going to make their money, is the theater. They're not going to get additional subscriptions for a Batgirl movie.
No, you're right. You're definitely right. But that just doesn't seem like a big enough title to do that kind of release. You know?
But they'll be able to say, hey, this ties into Batman. It's supposed to have Michael Keaton in it, so...
But the problem is they were supposed to reintroduce Keaton with the Flash movie, and that's never going to see light of day.
No, they're still saying it's going to come out. I think they're just hoping that it gets to...
Not with that guy in it. They're not going to show that with as much bad press as Ezra Miller's got. You're not going to see an Ezra Miller Flash movie. No, you can't believe that's going to happen.
A buddy of mine goes, why don't they just replace him with Tig Notaro? Like,
that's hilarious. That's a good call right there.
Yeah.
Well done. I don't know I honestly don't know, and I know you saw the big social media push for I'm not going to be politically correct about it. What's her name? But it's a he now. Whatever. Page.
Elliot Page.
Elliot Page now. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just, I saw that. I'm like, really, guys? I know we have agendas to push and people want the whole world to be super woke now, but I think Elliot Page is about 4'11".
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know I'm not saying that, what's his name? Ezra Miller is the biggest guy in the world, but I just don't see it. I just don't. You know, just because they look similar doesn't mean, you know, that Elliot Page deserves to be the Flash.
They were probably thinking they could just put his face on Ezra Miller's and no one would know the difference.
Do a deep fake?
Yeah.
They can do deep fake, right?
Yeah. So the other thing about the Snyderverse, I don't know if you saw the Rolling Stone article, but apparently...
that was all bots that did the Snyderverse thing?
Yeah.
Any credence to that?
Apparently, yeah, they've confirmed that's pretty much how it happened.
Mm. But HBO loved it. They got so many people to watch that thing. Or are they trying to say that the data for HBO was that maybe not that many people watched it?
Well, no, the people watched it. The issue is the people that were pushing for it weren't really there. It was all bots on Twitter, and the people that were doing it were kind of bullying, I guess, people to get it done.
I guess the outlook from that was the fan base so invested in it, or is it this was just a hoax to see? So we'd see if we could just get it done, just to get it done. You know?
Yeah, I kind of think that's what it was.
Okay. Well, and then I guess it also turns into, how much credence, or how does that impact the movie business as a whole? Is this a big deal? Should it be a big deal?
I think so.
Okay. A good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a bad thing because, sorry, I have Madeline here asking me questions.
Well, I guess it's here. We want to say it's a disingenuous fandom.
I think the issue we're going to see is in the future when these fan petitions come up for shows to come back.
Yeah.
They're not going to believe them because they don't know if they're real or not.
So in the end, it hurts the fan more than anything.
Right. So like if you think of Firefly got Serenity made, the movie, to kind of wrap it up, at least in a sense, because of the fans pushing for it.
Okay.
If you looked at that now, they would be like, well, is it really the fans or are there bots that are pushing for this on social media?
Yeah. That's the world we live in, though. That's what's hard. You can't. Who do you know? What do you believe now? You know, but that's been around for forever, right? What do you believe?
Yeah.
What's true, and what are we supposed to believe these days? I don't know. Wherever there's an agenda, I guess take everything with a grain of salt.
Yep.
You know,
you're really gonna have to at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, just touch on a couple other quick things. Then Dungeons and Dragon trailer. Did you watch it?
No, but I heard that it was pretty like it got a lot of like yay from the Dungeons and Dragons crowd, but I'm just like it doesn't do anything for me, to be honest with you.
I like Lord of the Rings and stuff, so this kind of scratched that itch. So I'll probably watch it.
Hold on. If we're gonna say Lord of the Rings, then why don't we just go to the straight source of the Lord of the Rings? Because that trailer was the trailer.
It was. It was so good.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So okay, I'll throw this at you because I'm gonna assume both of these are on your list. What are you more excited for? The Lord of the Rings show on Amazon or the House of the Dragon on HBO?
Probably the Lord of the Rings show. Yeah. Just for the fact that series was completed and George R.R. Martin isn't creating prequel series of things when he hasn't finished the original series.
That's never going to happen. You know that, right?
Oh, I know.
Okay. So, and I don't know. And what's funny is I saw a thread yesterday on Reddit about who should take over. And I'm like, I think a lot of fans just go, nobody. No one's going to want to touch that thing as far as like a fantasy writer because no one's ever going to have the right voice for it. And they don't want to be blamed for ruining, someone else's vision kind of thing.
Kind of like the show writers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw, but I've been posting a lot of memes about that. They said me when A Song of Fire and Ice came out and it was Young Rose from Titanic. And then
it showed the old room.
Yeah. the old lady, me waiting for Winds of Winter.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I think HBO needs a win right now. I mean, and I say that because Barry, we both love Barry, right?
Yeah.
But Barry's not going to sell subscriptions,
no.
right?
Yep.
Shows like Sopranos, shows like The Wire, shows like, what's their last big show that they've had? And it's still Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think they're begging for this to be great. They want it to be so good. But the fact that they already canceled the original thing that they had going with Naomi Watts, I don't remember. I think that was supposed to be set like way, way before any of this happened.
Yeah.
And now we're only going to like I think it's supposed to explore how the White Walkers and all that stuff. I think, but they touched on that in the series. We didn't need that. And so now I don't know how far into the future, or how far in the past we're going in that series, but I don't know.
And see, there were rumors too that
I think they're going to try to go for the wow factor with the effects because they're just going to throw a ton of money at it and try to make it look pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Versus Lord of the Rings, I feel Lord of the Rings is story driven versus effects driven.
Yeah,
which there's going to be plenty of effects. I could see Amazon spent tons of money on this thing, but at least you're getting a character that you're aware of. Galadriel is basically, I guess, our main character and our protagonist in this one.
Yeah,
and so I'm interested. That story just seems really cool to me.
So
we'll see.
The flip side of that is, are they going to drag it out like Peter Jackson did with The Hobbit? Because there's no reason that should have been 3 movies.
Now, are you saying that just because that's what a lot of people said, or did you actually not enjoy the Hobbit prequels?
I enjoyed pieces of it. There was a lot of stuff that really bothered me.
Really? Okay, because I'm on the opposite of the spectrum. I didn't even see them in the theaters, and I was just like, everyone's been trashing this, so why do I care? And then finally one day I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and give it a shot. And I was blown away by how much I loved them. I loved every single one of those prequels. I thought they were incredible.
They were visually stunning. There were aspects that were great, but like Legolas shouldn't have been in it. His whole little subplot should just have been taken out.
Yeah.
But it was just the stuff they added in to make this 3 movies and try to cash in on it. Really bothered me.
I agree with you. Total cash grab. But
yeah.
at least a cash grab that was, I thought, it was good, and at least we got more Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd rather live in a world where we're getting something rather than nothing, right?
Yeah.
And so I guess that's saying the same thing about Game of Thrones. At least we're getting something. I know there's the rumors about the whole Jon Snow show coming, which kind of intrigues me. We get to fill in his story beforehand, I guess. But
no, I think it's supposed to be after the fact, where he's up with up in the north.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's gonna be King of the North?
I guess.
Really? I thought this was supposed to be prequel.
No.
Which I was gonna say, if it's prequel, there's not a lot of gap there to fill in.
Yeah, and it would be hard to do it with him when he's 6 years older than the show when it ended?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right on that. So that makes more sense that way.
Yeah.
But I guess okay. But who's your antagonist in that situation?
I don't know. Someone challenging him. Maybe giants start coming back. I don't know.
That intrigues me. That does intrigue me a little bit. I still think this House of the Is it House of Dragons? House of the I don't know.
House of Dragons, I think.
House of Dragons. Is this doing anything for you other than you're just going to watch it because it's going to be a big pop culture event?
That's why I'm going to start with it. Hopefully, it'll be more than that.
Okay.
I have the prequel books that George R. R. Martin wrote, but I haven't read them yet because I still haven't finished the 5th book I started 2 years ago.
Yeah, all of his stuff's impossible to read to me, to be honest with you. It's just too slow.
I flew through the first 3, and then 4 and 5, it just slowed down and wasn't as good.
Yeah. Okay. So we hit on the big TV shows in the nerd world, and on the comic. Anything else like from an independent standpoint of comic books, like from
there was one Marvel announcement, and it's Hickman's coming back for a big event, but they didn't say what it was. Okay.
And where is he? What's he been up to? As far is he over at Image doing something on his own?
I don't know. He finished with X-Men's Inferno story earlier this year. I think it was right at the beginning of the year.
He had a long run on X-Men there for a bit, right?
Yeah, almost 2 years.
Yeah, that's a big long run.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
And it wasn't just writing it. He was the architect for all the books, and so I think everything came through him. But he's been gone for probably at least 6 months, maybe.
Okay.
So he's coming back to Marvel for some kind of event.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. Well, because he can handle events, he doesn't do too bad of a job. So.
Yeah.
So okay, I was going to say anything you announced from Image that worth talking about.
I didn't see anything.
Okay.
I don't know if they didn't have anything.
Or my biggest gripe about Comic-Con is not enough coverage of the comics, I guess. Yeah. All the big news that you see on social media is about the movies and TV shows.
Yeah. And it's become less of a Comic-Con and more of just an entertainment event.
An entertainment con?
Yeah.
Because I'm always hopeful to Robert Kirkman's coming back with a different Invincible spinoff or something like that. That's kind of like what I was hoping for. Like I don't need more Walking Dead, but definitely something like that, or just anything Image related is always just maybe even not superhero related to be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't hear anything. I'm sure they announced some stuff, but it probably just doesn't get the press that 17 new Marvel movies get.
Okay. So, all right. Now then, I guess, did we hit on all your bullet points?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So, as far as homework goes, do you have anything, or do we need to wrap it up?
I want to hit on one thing that I know we both read this past week.
What's that?
But then we can save everything else for next time.
Okay.
The Last Ronin.
Okay, now I've read most of it. I'm not done yet. I'm not all the way through. You finished it?
Yeah, I finished it. I read it. I think I read it in one sitting.
Okay. Yeah. So, no, I didn't get you because I've been reading 3 books concurrently, which is been reading. I've started my Nightwing run on from the beginning of Rebirth. So that's the first book of the Nightwing run is the Titans Hunt. Did you read Titans Hunt?
I'm trying to think. I read the stuff at the beginning of Rebirth, but I thought it was like the Talons.
Okay. Well, on this one, this book is this focus. When you start off on this one, Dick Grayson is still Agent 37.
Yeah.
So I guess it's the lead up into getting him back off of that and then to his role. So that's where I'm at with that. I am officially done with my Nick Spencer Spider-Man run.
Yeah.
That was an ungodly long, drawn-out story. Yeah. Which it wasn't bad, but not the best. But I'm still glad I did it because what's funny about it is the best part of the Nick Spencer run, my reading order, it throws in some Miles stuff in there.
Yeah.
And the Miles stuff was incredible. So I'm really glad I did it just because I got that.
So did he have the stuff with Sin Eater and Norman Osborn?
Yeah, Sin Eater, Norman Osborn was the head of Ravencroft, and Kindred is your big bad in the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I won't do the spoiler on who Kindred was.
I already know. I read part of it. So
okay, gotcha. Okay, so that was a big reveal. That was kind of cool.
Yeah,
that. And then we had they brought back Ned Leeds. He's back in the stories.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing in the last Ronin. I've been reading concurrently with those three. So I'm almost done. I probably got like a quarter of the book left. That's it. Or I'm 3/4 of the way through. Is what I meant to say.
All right.
So
we'll jump into it. It's an
amazing book. The artwork is incredible. It's making me want to go back and do the IDW.
Yeah.
Run of the whole Turtles thing and all because but the problem with that is like there's already like 18 hardcovers or something like that.
Yeah, and
it's been a long going series.
And that continues on from the Mirage stuff that they did when they first started it. Yeah. But I do have the first omnibus of the original stuff. My buddy Jeremy was getting rid of it because it was water damaged.
Oh yeah.
And he had a few things he was gonna just get rid of, and I'm like, mind if I grab a couple? And he's like, just bring me a beer. I'm like, okay.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, as far as reading the original run, as far as the indie comic, which I'm curious, how many issues did the original run go until they did the relaunch with IDW?
I don't know, because between where they ended with Mirage and it started with IDW, there was a gap of like 10 or 15 years.
Yeah, and longer. Because they made so much money from the movies and the TV shows, and how many reiterations of the cartoon do we have?
Well, there were different versions of the comic too, because Dreamwave did one back when they had Transformers.
Dreamwave did, Transformers was what I was going to say.
Right.
But then IDW picked up Transformers too, right?
Yes.
And that's where Transformers really took off with IDW, right? Where they got into a lot of the mythos.
Yep. But like they did different versions of the animated shows, and there was an Archie version of the comic too.
But wasn't there an announcement with Last Ronin, with the success of that book, that they're going to do, I don't know if there's going to be a sequel series or an animated, or there's something that they're doing with that, correct?
I don't know. There was a fan film that came out of Last Ronin, which really? I didn't watch all of it because I'm like, I want to read it first. It looked awesome.
Okay, well maybe I'll check that out then. Because the artwork alone in this book, Jay, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's so good. I don't know the name of the artist because I guess did Eastman and Laird do the story part, or at least their names on it, but unless it has to be on it, kind of thing.
No, they had something to do with it. I think they wrote it, and then when I don't know if you've seen any of the flashbacks, but the flashbacks were all done in.
I love how they're going back and forth. That stuff's awesome.
So I think that was them. Their art.
Got you. Oh, that makes sense because it's way different than the main story art.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, I've been given the time to be done from the littlest one. She's done with me being on a podcast. So, I'll get Last Ronin done, and we'll go over some more homework at that point.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
Sounds good, man. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right. See you.
See you. Thanks for listening. You can find us on our website, Nyrdcast.com. It's NYRDCAST. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube by searching @Nyrdcast. This week's song is The Darkness by Wicked Bears.
All my favorite songs were saying something different all along. So if this comes out wrong, set a reminder to come back here in 20 more years when all of this is a blur. You'll be a stranger to my meaning or intent, so you can come up with the reasons for all this you like the best. Cause if all this is some stupid fucked up test, then what's the big deal about smoking some cigarettes, even if every third one's gonna make me sick? Maybe it's the buzz, maybe it's the taste. Yeah, and maybe I am pacifying my self-destructive ways. And maybe I'm looking for just one more thing. Get me to the end of today. So without further ado, I present to you cool part of this song where we insert some catchy